Hello, students. Welcome to the last part of the Chief Seattle speech. I have done the three parts, and I hope that you have gone through those three parts. Now, this is the last part of the explanation of the Chief Seattle speech. So, let's begin. Chief Seattle in this paragraph continues to talk about a common destiny. The destiny of the Red Indians and the destiny of the Whites. He says that a few more moons, a few more winters, and not one of the descendants of the mighty host that once moved over this broad land, or lived in happy homes, protected by the Great Spirit, will remain to mourn over the graves of people once, who were more powerful and hopeful than yours. So Chief Seattle here, he says, a few more moments, a few more winters, which means let a few more days for tonight's seasons or the years in the season pass. By what will be the situation at that time, or by what will be the situation then? Not one of the descendants of the mighty host. Who are the mighty host? They are ancestors, the original inhabitants of this land. And who are the descendants of Chief Seattle and his tribesmen? And women, so they are mighty hosts, moved over this broad land or lived in happy homes, protected. Protected by whom? Protected by the Great Spirit. This means that the ancestors lived in happiness, freedom, and well-being. Over here, secured in their land and religion. But they are dead and gone. And within a few years, their descendants, that is the remaining members of the tribe who are alive today. Now, very soon, they will also be gone. Not a single one of them will be able to mourn over the graves of their ancestors, which is very sad, because their ancestors were once more powerful and hopeful than the white man. The white man is even today, but why should I mourn at the untimely fate of my people? So the Chief Seattle says here that there is no point in feeling sad. There is no point in mourning, means crying, because tribes follow tribe and nation follows nation, like the waves of the sea. Just like one wave follows another in the sea, in the same way, one tribe and one nation follows the other. And this is the order of nature. Therefore, regret is useless. This is how things happen in the world. This is what nature does to us. So there is no point in regretting anything, or your time of decay may be distant, but it will surely come. So one day, in the distant future, your time of decay will also come. The white settlers will also have to face the same destiny. Okay? So he says that for even the white man whose God walked and talked with him as friend to friend cannot be exempt from the common destiny. We may be brothers after all. So the white settlers used to boast that they had proof that their God existed. Because he came on this earth, he walked and talked with them. He was like their friend. They saw him in the flesh. But Chief Seattle says, it does not matter. In spite of all this, even you cannot exempt from the common destiny. You will have to go through the vagaries of destiny. We may be brothers after all. We will see so. In that sense, in the end, we may be brothers. Let us see what happens. Okay? In the next few lines, he talks about the conditions and the rational. Condition and rational for what? For accepting the proposal of the whites. Now, Chief Seattle here says, we will ponder your proposition, means we will think over your proposal. And when we decide, we will let you know. But should we accept it? I here and now make this condition. So even if we accept it right now, I'm placing a condition before you. That is, whatever we ask, we will not be denied the privilege without molestation of visiting at any time the tombs of our ancestors, friends, and children. You must allow us to visit the tombs of our ancestors, friends, and children at any time. You must not harass us. Regarding this privilege has to be given to us. Okay, this is the condition he is talking about. Why? What is the rational? The rational is that every part of the soil is sacred in the estimation of my people. Every hillside, every valley, every plain and grove has been hallowed or made sacred by some sad or happy event in days long that have vanished. So we have had a long and happy and a glorious past. Where? We had a glorious past here. And the entire land, every hillside, valley plain, grove, every bit of the soil has been made sacred by this. Even the rocks which seemed to be dumb and dead, as the swelter in the sun along the silent shore thrilled with memories of stirring events connected with the lives of my people. So, even the rocks. So, when the white settlers look at the rocks, they think that these rocks are dumb and dead. But to the Native Americans, they are alive. That is why Chief Seattle says that even these rocks that are sweltering in the sun near the silent shore, even they have memories within them. Even they are thrilled with memories of the wonderful events connected with the lives of my people. And he further continues and says, the very dust upon which you now stand responds more lovingly to their footsteps than yours. So the dust on which you are standing, this is what he says, so the dust on which you are standing, the soil on which you are right now standing is responding more lovingly to the footsteps of my people than your footsteps. That is the footsteps of the white settlers. Because it is rich with the blood of our ancestors. So, our ancestors are part of this land. They are part of this land. Their blood is mixed in the soil. And that is why the soil is responding more lovingly to our footsteps, not yours. And our bare feet are conscious of the sympathetic touch. So as we stand on this soil with our bare feet, we are conscious of, we are aware of the sympathetic touch of the soil, the sympathetic touch of our ancestors. The next paragraph talks about, or the further lines talks about, a connection that is too strong to be broken. So the connection that the Native American has with the land is so strong that it cannot be broken, even in death. Okay? Now Chief Seattle says, our departed braves, fond mothers, glad, happy-hearted maidens, and even the little children who lived here and rejoiced here for a brief season will love these sober solitudes. And at eventide, the great shadow, a returning spirits, and when the last red man shall have perished, and the memory of my tribe shall have become a myth among the white man, these shores will swarm with the invisible dead of my tribe. So, he means to say that, the Chief Seattle means to say that all the department of dead people of my tribe, that is, the brave warriors, the loving mothers, the young maidens, and even the little children who may have had only a brief or a short life here. Still, they love this beautiful land. They love its peaceful, still, and quietness in the evening. And in the evening, they will come here and greet the others who are also dead, but have returned to this place. And even after the last red man is dead, and many years have passed, so many years that now the white man thinks that the red man never existed, that the red man was a myth. Even then, these lands will be crowded with the invisible spirit of the dead. People of my tribe. Chief Seattle continued. He says that when your children think themselves alone in the field, the store, the shop upon the highway, or in the silence of the pathless woods, they will not be alone. Okay? They will not be alone. In all the earth, there is no place dedicated to solitude. So when your descendants, your children, think that they are the sole owners of this place, when they think that we are the only ones here, or we are all alone here in this field, the store, the shop, the highway, or even in the pathless woods, when they think that they are alone in reality. They will not be alone in all the earth, as there is no place dedicated to solitude. So the Native Americans believe in spirits. They believe in nature, which is why Chief Seattle says that in this entire earth, there is no place where one can meet really alone. At night, when the streets of your cities and villages are silent and you think them deserted, so at night when everything is quiet and you think that there is nobody on the streets, there is nobody in the city or in the village, those streets, they will throng with the returning hosts that once filled them and still love this beautiful land. Those streets will not be deserted. In fact, they will throng. They will be crowded with the returning hosts. That is the spirits of my people. Because we once lived here and we still love this beautiful land. The white man will never be alone. Now, towards the end, the last lines, there is an ominous declaration, and he says, "Let him be just and deal kindly with my people, for the dead are not powerless." Dead, did I say? there is no death, only a change of worlds. So Chief Seattle gives a warning to the white man that you must be just and deal kindly with my people. It is true that we are powerless, we have no power. It is true that we are nearing our end. It is true that we are going to be dead one day. In fact, we are going to be dead very soon. But remember that the dead are not powerless. Then he goes on to say, dead. Did I say? Which means to say he doesn't believe that they're actually going to die. He said there is no death, only a change of worlds, which means they are merely going to leave their physical body. But that does not mean that they will leave this place, because they will still stay on this land, though in their spiritual form, or only in a non-material body. So with that, we conclude this chapter, and I hope that you will definitely read twice and thrice till you understand. And I hope I've tried my level best to simplify the entire thing to you all. Still, if there are any queries, I'll definitely clear it up when we meet. But still, I suggest go through, keep reading, keep revising, complete your assignments. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you, students.